so I'm not doing anything new here for, like, I'm not inventing, oh, I'll try this with this. No, it's been time tested with my folks. And, you know, we go back and forth between a little more serious yoga into the kind of the wildness of the dancing. And it, you know, it's energizing, even if you're sitting in a chair. It will bump up, you know, I didn't even tell you what our mission is. The Let Your Yoga Dance mission is to transmit, or I shouldn't say transmit, I should say spread joy and consciousness throughout the world by bringing body health, brain health, heart health, and soul health to all populations. And so if people are sitting, like my mom did when she had dementia in the nursing care, and they didn't do anything, they had nothing for her. You know, her heart health didn't get any help, you know. So we're moving into the fourth chakra now. What's the biggest disease we've got going? Heart disease. And then it turns out that, you know, men have had a lot more research on their bodies around heart than women. And Barbara Streisand has done tremendous work, giving millions of dollars for heart health, do a lot of research out at Cedars-Sinai Hospital in LA. So they're saying, oh my gosh, there's lots of different symptoms for women. For men, it can be that pressing on the chest. Sometimes for women, it's this like thing in the arm, going up the arm, or jaw pain, or so there's a lot of different.
It's symptomatic sometimes in women versus,
Exactly.
because we're just so, I'm a paramedic, so we're just so different with the way we present on a lot of different things.
Yeah, and it doesn't mean that they can't have a
Right.
pressing, because I thought it was such a big know-it-all, because I had heard about all this. I said, oh good, now I know a lot more about heart health. And so there was a woman who had been at Kripalu, and she walked up the hill. She was like 38 years old. She walked up the hill, and all of a sudden, and so I visited her in the hospital, and she said they don't know yet. And I said, I don't know if it could be a heart attack. I don't know if it could be, because women don't necessarily have that. Turns out she did. But they didn't do anything because she had only had such a tiny micro thing. She's fine, you know, years later.
Caught
she's
it
totally
so
fine.
quickly.
They
That's,
got it like that. They
that's
got
the
it like
big
that.
thing.
So we're going to do what I believe around the heart is, yes, those aerobics classes are good, and Let Your Yoga Dance is kind of a sneaky aerobics class, you know, because we do a lot of fun stuff, but we get the heart pumping. And you can get your heart pumping in a chair. You just gotta wiggle. You just gotta move around in the chair. So this song actually is a little slower, so you won't get a huge, big, holistic thing. But there are yoga poses that are a little different. All right. So again, we have all of these classical yoga poses, but there's no reason why we can't make up our own. And this week, when Diane and I were doing our Wild and Wise Woman Festival, we had a whole point where Diane was teaching the mudras, and then we got into partners, and it was like, well, can you both make a new mudra together? And suddenly, you know, we're the creators. You know, we don't have to be just copying the yogis. You know, they were great, but you know what I think they did? I think they looked at babies and plants and snakes and went, oh, good, let's see if I can get that into my body. Hence yoga. So this song is, I'll just turn it right on. This is a sweet, you can do this. And it's not that loud. So this is about love. So you can just imitate me, and feel free to stand if you want, or sit. I'll probably do both. And imagine these as yoga, moving yoga. I send my love over the mountain.
I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love
Mountain pose,
into the heavens,
however you want to do
and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea. I send my love into the heavens, and it returns send my joy over the sea. I send my joy into the
No group has ever done this well. See, it's kind of cute.
to me.
What's the next one?
I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens.
This is the most important part, actually.
Returns to me. I send peace over the mountains. I send peace over the sea. I send peace into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my power over the mountains. I send my power over the sea. I send my power into the heavens, and it returns to me. I send my love over the mountains. I send my love over the sea.
I put
I
them out.
send my love into the heavens, and it returns to
Closing your eyes.
me.
You might just open them.
It returns to
Okay,
me.
now you can close your eyes and really think.
It returns to me.
Let all that love, joy, power, peace return to you.
It returns to me.
And then just bring your hands right over your heart.
It returns to me.
Nice deep breath.
It returns to me.
All right, so that is a really sweet song for these folks. And there's one thing I did which would not work. And that is if somebody's in a wheelchair, can they go like this?
Right.
Not happening. Not so this. So just keep in mind, some people are really having to be quite contained, but can they go?
One of my students might not be able to do some of the fine movements, but he can get the arm to kind of.
Yeah, the arm
circle.
could do it, yeah, exactly, and so, or even just, make it up.
Yeah.
Make it up, and that's what's so fun to, that's why I'm asking you to do a lot of invention today, because I would like you to have your students be given that opportunity right from the get-go. Like, I'm just giving you some possibility, doesn't mean that you have to follow that, and this is what I'll say. If you don't like what I'm doing, you can do something else, as opposed to if you can't do it, or they do it politely at Poly. They say, if this is not available to you. Better, I give it a C. And if there are other ways that you think it's nice without shaming, then do that. I think that's just so important, So, yeah, and again, when we do work, we'll do a little work now more with hands, like as if you were a mime artist. For some people, boy, talk about not being available, that's really difficult, but maybe they can do something. And again, I've started my work with people with Parkinson's, and, it's very difficult for many of them to work the hands. Does that mean they shouldn't? No, it means they should. They should do whatever they can, and by golly, they get better. We all get better. And now we know the brain gets better too, we just have to work it. We have to do brain food whenever that shows up at us, okay? So keep asking any questions you have while I'm getting my next piece of music here. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, I'll do this one. You can do this one too. Okay. So this is going to, imagine that you've got a really good friend on the other side of that wall. And it's Tom Sawyer. And Tom Sawyer has told you that you gotta paint the darn wall, but he doesn't have any more paintbrushes. So there's this whole bunch of paint right down here, and you're going to paint the wall with all kinds of color. The more color, the better. So look down at all your paints, and you gotta do it with your hands. What?
I was gonna say I was psychic because I was gonna make a comment that had something to do with painting pictures in our head, and now you're talking about painting.
We're painting.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, here we go. So paint away, so just get your first colors. Now, here's the deal. You're gonna splat your handprint on the wall, okay? And the paint will last for quite a while, but it's gonna get dim after a bit. So when you run out, just dig in. And all your friends are on either side of you doing the same thing. And maybe there's some people on the other side of the wall, you're not quite sure. It's pretty high. So see if you can get it all splattered. Now, if you've never done mime, here's the deal with mime. I'm gonna teach you how to be a mime artist. You have your hand really relaxed, and then, yeah,